Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jeff at Lockdown Security, www.lockdownsecurity.ca. And today, the topic of today's video is factory remote starts and adding a car alarm, or vice versa. You want to add a car alarm to your vehicle that's equipped with a factory remote start. Some of the pitfalls and issues that this creates, and what you can do as a customer or as a vehicle user who wants to increase the security of your vehicle but wants to also keep the remote start functionality. And this is something that's coming up all the time, especially here in the Toronto area as the epicenter of the car theft pandemic, or epidemic as I like to call it. This is something that we're dealing with on a daily basis. So I figured I would make this YouTube video to try and explain why, if you have a car that comes with equipped with a factory remote start, it's going to be a challenge to add just a car alarm to that vehicle versus having to go with either a full car alarm with remote start, or having to forego the factory remote start functionality altogether, or instead of choosing a car alarm, choosing one of our digital anti-theft devices from Starline, AutoWatch, or other brands, for example. So I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, put myself down into the corner. And essentially what you're looking at here is our website, lockdownsecuritycanada.ca. And I'm just actually going to go, or I'm going to navigate to the car alarm section, which we have not revamped yet. So when you're watching this video, you may come to this link, which I'll include down below, and it may look a little bit different. But a lot of people have been reaching out to us, and they've been wanting to add either the Viper 3305 or something from CompuStar, a two-way CompuStar, for example, or the Viper 3108V, which are all fantastic systems. These are what are known as car alarms only. They do not include any remote start features. They will protect your hood, your doors, your trunk, give you a shock sensor, tilt sensor, glass break sensor, that capability, but are not really designed with integrating of remote start technology. That doesn't mean it's not possible, but if your car or vehicle or truck has a factory remote start, especially one that's got the new smartphone app control, adding one of these car alarm systems is going to be a challenge, because essentially you're going to run into an integration issue where the car alarm will trigger when you go to remote start the vehicle, unless of course you disarm the car alarm first and then remote start. So you can imagine that that becomes a pain in the butt, or a pain in the ass, pardon my language. And what it requires the user to do is generally carry around 2 key fobs, which becomes also a pain in the butt, because most people don't want to carry around a large factory fob, which they have to drive the vehicle. And then in addition to that, adding an extra key fob. So the question comes up, what can somebody do? Well, you'll notice in our car alarm section, we do have the Starline E9 and the Starline S9 shown, because technically, while they're not just car alarms, they're much, much more. They do offer car alarm functionality, and then they do also offer digital anti-theft, aka CAN bus integrated anti-theft immobilizer functionality. What does that mean to you, the end user? What it means is that you can get car alarm functionality, aka again, hood, door, trunk, shock sensor protection, using the E9 or the S9, and also maintain the functionality of your factory remote start. These systems have provisions for that. They allow the factory remote start to activate without triggering the built-in alarm on the Starline systems, versus the Viper or the CompuStar car alarm systems that would not necessarily have provisions to allow you to remote start the car. Now, again, for all you installers out there, you may say, well, as a good installer, you might be able to integrate that functionality of making the car alarm not trigger when you go to remote start. And yes, that can be true, but it's very labor intensive. It requires relays and a lot more wiring, and tends to not work as well as the customer wants. That's why we are telling customers that if you have a factory remote start and you want to keep that functionality, and we understand why, it's a great function, especially if you live in a colder climate, you want to be able to keep your car warm, that instead of looking at a car alarm only, we highly suggest that you take a look at either one of the Starline systems, or I'm going to navigate to our website here under the car alarms with remote start section. So yes, you heard that right. You'd be buying the system that comes with an extra remote start. So what we would be doing is we would essentially be leaving the factory remote start as it is, and you would no longer use it. What you would be using is the remote start that comes with the car alarm with remote start. And the reason is that when you buy a combo system, it has all the provisions to leave the car alarm active and allow you to still remote start it. That's the key difference between a car alarm and a car alarm with remote start. Now, many of you may be concerned, why would you buy a new remote start when you already have one? And again, as you just heard me earlier in this video, it all comes down to the integration and the issues that come up. So you essentially have a choice when you are looking at increasing the security of your vehicle. Again, you could go with just a car alarm, but if you have factory remote start, that's probably not going to work properly for you if you go with an aftermarket car alarm. So in that case, we would recommend you look at a car alarm with remote start, or one of our Starline systems, which bridges the gap. Our Starline systems are very, very well rounded. And I'm going to navigate to our anti-theft section on our website so that you can see essentially a few of the anti-theft systems we have. And you'll see that the Starline E9 and Starline E9 reflect very prominently as the two most popular options. You've also got the AutoWatch Ghost 2, and you've got the KeyTech Rider. Now, here's the thing. An anti-theft system prevents your vehicle from getting stolen, but it does not do anything to warn a thief away. In the case of the AutoWatch Ghost, that's all it is. It's just an anti-theft system. It has no alarm functionality, no siren output, horn output, shock sensor. It does not include any of that. What it does include is the ability to stop the vehicle from starting or stop the vehicle from running if somebody shifts it out of gear. That's obviously configurable by the installer, but that's the AutoWatch Ghost 2's purpose in life, is to be an anti-theft system. You go over to the Starline systems, the E9 and the S9. These also have the purpose in life to be anti-theft systems, but a lot more. The E9 and the S9 also include built-in car alarm functionality as options. They can do remote start as options, but here's the thing. You don't have to hook up the remote start in a Starline to be able to keep the factory remote start feature in your vehicle. That's because Starline, being as integrated as it is in your vehicle's data bus system, allows the vehicle's factory remote start to start while still allowing the car alarm that's built into the Starline to be armed. So I know that this is all very confusing, but I hope that my explanation kind of goes a little bit of a ways to make it clearer for you in your choice of system. And what I'm hoping for is that we can use this video for our customers in the future to be able to watch, to kind of get an understanding as to why it's not the best option to choose a car alarm only if your vehicle has factory remote start and if you want to retain it. At that point, you should be looking, as mentioned in the video, at a car alarm with remote start, a digital anti-theft system, or one of our Starline systems that bridges all of these segments together. If you or someone you know is interested in adding one of these systems to your vehicle, please give us a call, 1-866-824-4118. Visit us on the web at lockdownsecurity.ca, and I'll just show you here. This is our website. You can see our logo up top. You can also email us, sales@lockdownsecurity.ca. We have a Facebook page, Lockdown Security. We have an Instagram page, again, Lockdown Security. Or you can reach out to us through our contact methods through YouTube where you are watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you could, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this in the future. We hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you learned something. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.